Welcome to another episode of Hard Lessons with Demel Hannah. I'm your host, Demel Hannah. So I'm in Joliet. This 1999. Joliet was the receiving. That's where, if you was like up north, in Cook County or probably in Aurora and Peoria. Probably in DuPage, definitely Chicago, the surrounding little suburbs around Chicago, Harvey, Dalton, South Holland, Kankakee, Calumet Park, Calumet City. All those, if you was in those, like, I don't know if they label them counties or districts. I know some of them are counties, like Cook County, Kane County, stuff like that. If you was in those, you went to the receiving that you went to was in Joliet, and Joliet is known for, it's well documented that Capone has been there. You know what I mean? That's one of the most famous people that went through that. I think Sam Giancana went through that too. That's one of my favorite mob bosses, Sam Giancana. I think he went through that as well. Jeff Ford went through there. He was in there, I think, in the 80s. A lot of legendary guys have stepped through there. But anyway, so I was down there. We was down there. Look, when I left the county, my cellmate was excuse me. My cellmate was this guy named Tuffy. He had came from, I think, Division 10. He had came from Division 10. You know what I'm saying? When we had got on the bus, or no, we wasn't even on the bus. They transferred us. They transported me rather, over from Division 11 over to the, where you basically, it's the same building that you go for court, but when you are going to the penitentiary, they put y'all in these bullpens. Like, soon as you come down, there's some bullpens over there. So I had met him, and he told me, I'm like, man, where you come from? And he like, Division 10. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, damn, you going to the joint? He like, yeah. I'm like, damn, me too. So I guess I asked him how much time he had. He told me whatever. So from there, right, we went to Joliet. We were cellmates in Joliet. We went through all of the stuff together in Joliet, like all of the the processing and stuff like that. You had to go through processing at Joliet, get shots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They gave you housing. So me and him, we did all that together. You know what I mean? We learned a lot of stuff together early on. And so it came for us. We was going to K3. I think Stateville was K3. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, I believe Stateville was K3. So I think that's where we definitely went there. I think that's what K3 was. You know what I mean? If not, my nephew, he will correct me, hopefully. But I think K3 was Stateville. But the day we was on transfer to Stateville, we met this guy. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Billy Truly. Scarface. Yeah. I met Scarface 1999 at Joliet. They had just kicked him out of Joliet. I promise you. They had just kicked him out of Joliet. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of old Scarface, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, I've been locked up then about 16, 17 months. And this guy, before we was getting on the bus, you know what I mean? He kind of gave us a lot of game, man. He gave us, his name was Billy Truly, man. He told him, I'm like, what up? And then he was one of the guys, you know what I'm saying, that made it even more special, in such a way, to be really, I was introduced to somebody that was solid, and he was one of mine. You know, he was of me, I was of him. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Of the same movement. So, you know, that was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm like, you know, I forgot how we even, you know, started, you know, exchanging. But he was like, man, they kicking me out, man. I'm like, yeah. And then he talked like such like a gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, you know what I mean, man. I'm doing my thing. You know, he was talking about what he was doing up in there. You know, he was talking that talk, man. You know, so I'm like, all right, cool. So he got on the bus with us. Now, they didn't take us straight to Stateville. It was weird. They took us like down south first. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this was a part of the plan of them trying to spook us. I don't know. This was crazy. But they you know, because Joliet is literally, Stateville is literally in Joliet, but they didn't take us to Stateville first. They took us like far down south. They were just like, you know, we go do what we want to, basically. You know what I'm saying? And it took us like far down south, man. And man, we went up in the shower. They made us go up in the shower. We had to do something there, like some type of process, and it was weird. But man, there was some guys. You know what I'm saying? They was looking like they was getting their showers, man. You know what I'm saying? They was getting their showers, man, and they was penitentiary, like staring. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, because we was like in the shower area doing this other like processing stuff. I didn't know though. Like, I found out later how close Joliet and Stateville prison was, but I didn't know when we left Joliet how close Stateville was. I was just like, damn, I thought Stateville was close. We just kept driving. And then I think maybe Scarface probably was like, man, they taking us, they dropping dude off or something. Something, I don't know. I didn't catch it. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So now we down here and man, we like in the shower going through some processes, but not really. It was weird. Like, I'm hollering at Tuffy. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting them know, like, man, we riding together, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Because I started seeing like prisoners and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, damn, I ain't even like, this gonna be my joint. I ain't know what the hell was going on, right? I'm just on the defense. I was on the defense. And I seen, you know, he was nervous too. I'm nervous. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, what the fuck they got? What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And you know, Scarface, he just, you know, because I don't know what he thinking. He been locked up 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he done did up in here. He ain't really looking at us. He looking at them, and they looking at us, and they looking hard, man. You know what I mean? They looking hard, man. I mean, they looking hard, Joe. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, why are we here? You feel me? But we get up out of there. This shit was weird. We got up out of there. Then they take us to Stateville. I think they took us to Stateville probably that night or the next day. It was weird, Joe. It was crazy, man. I promise you. It was. I think, you know, it probably back, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's probably how they used to get guys hit. You know what I'm saying? If they knew, you know, because cell phones been available in the penitentiary. And so if certain officers was in charge of transportation and you ruffle their feathers in this penitentiary, they'd take you to a joint and you know, motherfucker kill your ass in the shower. You know, I ain't even know though back then. I didn't even have that. I didn't have that I didn't have that, like what I didn't have that, Joe. I ain't know back then, but yeah, they'll take your ass somewhere. Motherfucker stab your ass to death for real. But anyway, so we hit Stateville, boom. Okay. I think that day we got on yellow job. We got on yellow like jumpsuits. They one piece. They yellow though. When you transporting from like when you transporting from Joliet, I mean not from Joliet, but yeah, back then Joliet, or maybe from any joint, from joint to joint, you got on yellow. You got on a yellow jumpsuit, Joe. So we got the yellow jumpsuit, we hit Stateville, man. You know what I'm saying? The first thing we do, we go up in BFI. BFI. Right, Bureau of Investigations. BFI. It's called B of I. Bureau of Investigations. But over there too, it's Bureau of Investigations. It's the Internal Affairs office. That's where they do all their investigating and shit. But you go over there too. When you first enter the penitentiary, you go over there and get your fingerprints, and they take your picture. They give you an ID. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, they give you an ID. They take your fingerprints and shit. And then shit, you go where the officer tell you to go shit. So excuse me. We went through there. You know what I mean? We went through there and shit. Dude that did my fingerprints, you know what I mean? He like, man, Joe, he knew what I had. It's up on the screen. He like, damn, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Dude had our paperwork. He get our case summary and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tuffy had a body too. He had 20 years on everything. He had 20. He had 20 at 100%. He out though. He should be out too. Got locked up in '98. He should be out too. Shit, that was 22 years ago. But you go through there. They got your case summary. You do your fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? And so back then, this 1999, about it's either early May. They was holding you at X House on everything. When you get to Stateville, when you come through Stateville, they hold you in X House. Yeah, they hold you in X House. So I forgot what time I got to Stateville, but I know how certain things played. So I'm going to go from there. I forgot the time. I don't know if I got there early that day or in the evening, but I'm going to tell you how it went down, though, on everything.